Hi, I'm Philip Whitman, and I'm the CEO of Whitman Business Advisors. Today, I'm here with Henry Macchiaroli. Henry is a managing director with WBA Legal Resources. Hello, Henry.
How are you, Phil?
I am doing great. So I'm happy to have you here and happy to be providing some tips to the legal community. I mean, we formed WBA Legal Resources to replicate some of those services we do at Whitman Business Advisors, mainly recruiting, back office accounting, merger and acquisition, and the likes. So Henry has 25 plus years, running accounting, back offices, small firms, medium firms, large firms. And today I've got some, really pointed questions for him. Henry, if you could share with everyone, talk about key factor in law firm profitability.
Well, the first thing that comes to mind, Phil, is age-old realization, realization, realization. How much of the work time got billed? How much of the bill time got collected? Very, very important. And just a few incremental increases mean a lot to many firms. But the question is, what can be done to improve realization? Well, there's rewards or punishment for timely entry of time, but it's a matter of discipline. I find some firms are very disciplined and some firms are not. Workflow is very important in this factor. Are you depositing your checks daily and applying them correctly? Are you billing on a timely basis? And is it daily reconciliation? Again, without these workflows, it's hard to measure realization, although most time and billing systems can report it as long as the workflow is fine. A new policy about time billing and collection is not going to help. It really requires a lieutenant, somebody that's going to make people accountable. And, when I was asked by different partners, well, why do we have to do this? It's tedious. I would always say, well, the managing partner, he bills 2,100 hours a year. He's putting in his time daily. He bills at the first of the month. And altogether, he's still doing business development and growing the firm. And that usually settles the question.
So it sounds like, a couple things that I'm taking away from there. So, like in a real estate organization, it's location, location, location. With law firm profitability, it's realization, realization, realization. And that 1 or 2 percentage points can be extremely significant. So you got to monitor, the write-offs of time and not be afraid of billing. I think there's a fear of billing and what, the perception of what the service provided might be worth. So, and one thing you mentioned, the lieutenant. So, we say the accountability master. I mean, there needs to be someone that's making sure people are putting in their time daily, doing their billings, their write-offs. And one other thing, Henry, that I remember back in my CPA firm days is we actually required people to get approvals on write-offs over a greater percentage. And just by doing that, we were able to increase realization a few percentage points. So really managing that process. Leadership is crucial. So here's what I'd like to ask you now. We are in very different work times. People are working from home. Collections have slowed up, whether people are used to cutting manual checks and there's no one in the office to do it. Cash flow, even without these new challenges we're facing, is an age-old problem or challenge for firms. What can be done immediately to improve cash flow?
Well, there's always accounts receivable. It's done. All we say, it can easily be picked pretty easily. So take home the list, make sure you're contacting the clients. You need to be paid. Many firms a month ago sent emails to their clients saying, we're here, we're working a little differently. It may take us a little more time, but we're here for you. And we would appreciate if you would pay us electronically or even better through credit cards. The credit card are now on their websites. It's very secure. Credit card companies like LawPay, and the firm pays the credit card fee, so you enjoy the rewards. And at the same time, you're getting that money in. Because what normally you would have gotten in 60 days by snail mail, what could be 120 days. And so many firms have reacted a month ago. If you haven't done that yet, you need to do that now. And don't forget, there are programs like the KIAS program and also the small firm loans for SBA. Now, Friday at 12:01 a.m. is when they'll be accepting these applications. So it's very timely that firms start to do this again and contact their banks as well, because many of them will have their own portals to do this application as compared to the Treasury.
That's great points that you shared, Henry, about the CARES Act and the SBA loans that are available. And we're in very different times, and different times call for different measures. You know, as they say, cash is king, you know, so who do you think is going to get paid? The people that sit there and just let things happen, or the people that pick up the phone? You know, they say the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So I think everyone needs to do a little bit of squeaking, and hopefully, you know, cash will be coming through the door. Henry, I've really enjoyed this time with you. These tips you shared, I believe, will be invaluable. I'm looking forward to doing more sessions like this, so you could share the expertise that you've gained over the more than 25 years that you've been helping law firms with profitability and increasing realization. Henry, thanks so much.
Thank you, Phil. Always a pleasure.